Anderson. Now behind the wheel of the Danny Civitello car, another of the chassis dynamics machines. Anderson now makes his home in Milldale, Connecticut. Light is out atop the Trans Am safety car, and Pete Locke will cut that hard left turn to the infield, and they will bunch for the start. On the pole, it is Dion. Hytella is right alongside, and they will take the green from Chris Hopkins. 35 lap. Bud dash for cash. Down the front straightaway. It's a good, clean break. Hytella and Dion, and quickly Gunning and Anderson side by side for the fourth spot. Ruggiero is right with them. Anderson goes to the outside. He's racing for third as they complete lap one. Dion up front, Hytella is second, and John Anderson in the blue and yellow number 89 car works the high line for third spot, and he has it off turn number 2. Bo Gunning just 2 car lengths back, and Ruggiero right with him. 4 cars under a blanket off turn 4, and Gunning loses the spot to Ruggiero. Ruggiero moves up 1 in line. Joe Chowanski now on the inside of the Ruggiero charge, and Anderson has his hands full at turn 3 for third spot. Russ Dow, the action in this class all season long has been tremendous.
No question about it, Mike. And the hot shoe so far in 1985 has been John Anderson in car number 89, and he is on a roll once again tonight. Currently sitting in that third position, trying to run down Brad Hytella. The 87, car number 87 of Bobby Georgitis, that car receiving the consultation flag as the field works its way off of turn number 4 one more time. It is still Wayne Dion up front, Brad Hytella, John Anderson. In that order, the first 3.
Kerry Malone rides in the fourth spot. Reggie Ruggiero trying to beat Joe Chowanski for 5th down the back straightaway. Bo Gunning is with him. Gunning is 7th in car number 83. Gunning now alongside Chowanski, and he goes headhunting for the 6th spot. As the pole sitter, Wayne Dion, trying to run away and hide from the field.
Dion, incidentally, Mike, won the feature last Saturday night at the Thompson Speedway and blew the engine just as he crossed the line, and seemed questionable for competition tonight. And yet here they are leading the feature event with 6 laps being posted up on the scoreboard.
Dion, Hytella, Anderson, and Malone. Then Ruggiero, Chowanski, and Gunning. That's the way they come off turn number 2 and down the back straightaway. A caution-free feature thus far, not at all like last Friday night when they knocked the barrier down not once but 3 times in the infield. Here's the challenge for second spot, and it's Anderson. John Anderson works under Hytella at turn number 1. Can't do anything with him there. And it allows Kerry Malone to close in. It's now a 3-car battle for second spot. Hytella in second. Anderson right on his bumper. And Kerry Malone. Then it's Reggie Ruggiero, Joe Chowanski, and Bo Gunning.
Through turns 1 and 2, your leader continues to be Wayne Dion, as he has managed to put about a 10-car length advantage over the second-place runners as they run side by side down the back straightaway. On the inside is Anderson. Brad Hytella hung out to dry. Anderson is hooked up on the bottom. He slides through off the 4th turn, and John Anderson now runs in that second spot with the 79 of Kerry Malone following suit. Malone now slips into 3rd. Hytella is back to 4th. Ruggiero is 5th. Chowanski is 6th. 7th is the 83 of Bo Gunning.
Wendell Kilcollins running in the 8th spot as they go back off turn number 4, and all alone out front is Wayne Dion. John Anderson has that second spot. Ruggiero trying to close in and take advantage of the horsepower available in these 2-barrel carbureted machines with a flat-top pistons, cast iron intake, relatively stock engines for race cars. So the premium is on handling and driver skill.
And yet, in spite of the restrictions put on these engines, Mike, these cars are turning the racetrack in just a little over 20 seconds, a very low 20-second bracket. And Wayne Dion is the epitome of the SK Modified competitor as he runs deep into turn number 3. John Anderson trying desperately to reel him in, but Anderson has his hands full with the 79 of Kerry Malone right there in his rear bumper. Brad Hytella waits in the wings, as does Reggie Ruggiero and Chowanski. Bo Gunning, a little off the pace tonight from his normal pace, is running back at about the 7th spot. Then it is the 84 of Kilcollins as the field works on the 12th lap, which is posted up on the scoreboard.
The Bo Gunning car having problems in practice. They lost a power steering line first and then had a push. They could not get out of the car. And is a little bit off the pace tonight. Up up at the front. Be a strong race tonight, and trouble out of turn 4. Christopher's in the wall, and that will bring out the caution.
First caution period of the evening, of course, for the SK Modified. This is a 35-lap feature event for the SK.
Good job tonight in the 99 car running 6th.
Pontiac pace car now heading for the infield, and we could get a restart this time around. Chris Hopkins stares him down. Green is out, and once again riding high off the 4th turn is Warwick, Rhode Island's Wayne Dion, but John Anderson is within striking distance, as is Kerry Malone. Reggie Ruggiero has made up a lot of time as a result of the restart, and the 54 of Hightower also right in the thick of things. They begin to work single file down the 550-foot back straightaway. It is still Wayne Dion up on top, as this time around the halfway marker is posted. Halfway for Wayne Dion.
Halfway, Dion has the lead, but Anderson does a tattoo on the back bumper, and Anderson goes for it down low. Not that time, as Dion has the line off the corner. So Anderson is second, Malone is third, Ruggiero, the 4th place car. 5th is Hightower, 6th is Chowanski, and Bo Gunning has fought his way back up to the 7th spot. In 8th now is Richie Gallup, who was out of the top 10 and has moved up, or is that Mike McLaughlin?
That is Gallup in that 52, and just as you were speaking, the other 79, Tim Richmond at the controls, has now moved into the top 10. He is right behind.
Trouble! It is Bo Gunning spinning around in turn 4. The back of the field hard on the brakes to avoid him. We stay green and see if Gunning can fire that machine. He will likely wait, and he draws the caution flag at lap 19. So Bo Gunning running 7th, trying to claw his way for 6th. Got around in the Rick Bennett machine. Probably use that and get some of those pictures autographed. As the Grand National Stars will be around to sign some autographs.
Registration handicap plates 496. Mass registration handicap plates 496. That vehicle must be moved immediately.
Here's the restart, and it's a little ragtag at the back of the field. Let's see if Anderson can come out fighting with Dion. Green is on, and all out of shape is Dion. He missed the shift. He must have missed the shift to 4th gear as the car just stopped midway down the front straightaway. Caught its momentum, and here's Ruggiero. Ruggiero inside of Anderson. Turn 3. And Reggie has the front spot. Yes, he does. No, he doesn't. Here comes Anderson on the outside.
At the line, it is Anderson by a hood, and he slides down in, takes over command of that spot as John Anderson out of Milldale, Connecticut, continues to set a torrid pace once again here in the SK feature event. Anderson has dominated this particular division all season long, and he leads them once again. Off the turn, it is Anderson, Ruggiero, then it is Dion, Malone, Chowanski, and moving up into the fray is Tim Richmond.
Here's Richmond on the outside of the white 99, Joe Chowanski's car. He is challenging for 5th spot. He's never driven a NASCAR modified, but he has sure found his way around in one tonight. Richmond is 5th. John Anderson takes him off turn 4. Ruggiero 2nd, Dion is 3rd. Kerry Malone, Tim Richmond, those 2 team cars. Then Chowanski and the 52 of Richie Gallup. Brad Hightower is back 1 spot. And dropping off the pace is one of the Malone cars. Chowanski works underneath it. Not sure if that's Malone or Richmond as they come past. That is Malone. It is Richmond who's moved up. Tim Richmond moves up to challenge for 3rd and can't do anything with Wayne Dion. Kerry Malone backsliding through the field. As Anderson leads them off turn 4. Ruggiero is 2nd. Tim Richmond slugging it out with Wayne Dion for 3rd. Chowanski is 5th, then Richie Gallup, Brad Hightower, then Kerry Malone.
Caution flag out once again, Mike, as we have problems over in turn 3.
Do we ever?
With all the steam and everything, it's pretty tough to even guesstimate which car that is, but as soon as it clears, we will pass that along to you. It appears now as though it is the Gary Leach automobile, car number 26X. So that will certainly slow down the parade just a bit. 24-lap show on the scoreboard as car 79 heads to the infield, and we believe that to be the 79 of Malone.
Well, Tim Richmond has fought his way to the front. He's running in 4th spot, car number 79X, the black and purple machine, as it comes by behind John.
The corner. Few anxious moments for Peter Locke.
I know he'd like to be a race driver, but come on, Peter. pace car to still be in the lead. Two hot foots. Anderson in the blue and yellow car on the inside and Ruggiero on the outside. 11 laps to go. Ruggiero gets out front. Anderson does not take the bait. Now he goes. In turn 3, Anderson is hard on the throttle. Ruggiero's right with him, and Anderson goes around. John Anderson loses it and spins back in front of the tail end of the field.
Everybody makes it by.
The parts truck man, the Casella speed parts man, please go to his truck in the pit area. Or would someone please bring a pair of goggles to the Dale Earnhardt car? Seems that Dale's going so fast, his goggles flew off with 5 laps to go. And it needs another set. Well, this time it'll be Reggie Ruggiero on the pole, and then he'll have Wayne Dion to deal with. And wham! Coming up is Richmond on the inside. Tim Richmond gets flat out sideways as he goes after Ruggiero. Look at this man run to turn 1. It is Richmond with the lead. And Ruggiero got caught fast asleep. He's now third. As Richie Gallup moves in, and into the wall, sideways goes Dion and Ruggiero. And Ruggiero must have blown up. A third car piles in, and 2 more spin in the infield.
Christopher is in the infield with the 82. The 90 of Jack Ely takes a ride through the infield. It looks as though they're all out there harvesting something.
And here comes Ruggiero. He pulls away after spinning. But going into turn number 3, something broke on the Grand National Circuit. Against Mike McLaughlin, the driver of the Len Bowler, number 3, NASCAR modified car. He gets a long jump down the back straightaway. Richmond does. Says Chris Hopkins. No way. The pace. Well, we'll see if he can fake out McLaughlin or Magic Shoes. Can twinkle his toes down on the pedal at the right time. Here they go down toward turn 3. Even up, and we get a restart. It is Richmond on the inside, McLaughlin on the outside. Brad Hightower close to the wall takes third. Joanski is fourth. Richie Gallup is fifth. Sixth is Jerry Pearl. Seventh is Kent Broder. Broder gets turned around. Woo! And everybody gets by. But he had a lot of help down there at turn 3.
No charge for that one at all. We remain on the green as Chris anxiously awaits some kind of movement out of that car. Suddenly the yellow comes out, and Kent Broder refires the 01 and pulls back out.
Well, Kent Broder got turned 8 ways to sideways going down the backstretch. Richmond's on the throttle. McLaughlin trying to come up to speed will settle for second. Hightower is third. Joanski's fourth as they come off the corner. Fifth is Pearl. Sixth is Gallup. Seventh is Christopher. In the 8th spot is Flemke, and Anderson lots the spot.
Trouble in turn 1.
They're all up in turn 2. Oh, who says the Demolition Derby is the last event on tonight's program?
14 of Mike Capichetti down in the infield.
Anderson is 9th, and they're bunched for the restart once again. Quick caution. And a quick green, and again it's Richmond. Richmond and McLaughlin. Chowanski is side by side this time on Hightower. Then Christopher and Flemke. Next is the 84 of Wendell Kilcullen. Then Charlie Pastriak and John Anderson completes the top 10.
Into turn 3 they go. It is still Tim Richmond up on top with about a 6-car length advantage. A little bumper tag being played there for second as McLaughlin and Hightower battle it out for that spot on the racetrack. Joe Chowanski sits in the 4th position, just waiting to be able to make a move. Ted Christopher looks to the outside of Chowanski. He makes that move pay as Chowanski runs into problems with car number 99.
He's letting go. A lot of smoke out of the back of 99. And around goes a car in front of him.
That's Patriak's car number 75. Apparently there is something going out onto the racetrack, and Charlie got hooked up into it. Well, a lot of smoke off of the Chowanski car.
Tough break for Charlie Pastriak. A lot of tire smoke off Chowanski's car, and we'll get the caution for Pastriak.
Black flag now issued to the Chowanski automobile. So there's really nothing more severe than a Nerf bar rubbing into that tire. We'll keep our fingers
these 8 laps over and done with and crown a Budweiser Dash for Cash champion. McLaughlin gets out with Richmond. Oh, no, he doesn't, and he spins in turn 3. Hello. 4 cars are in it. McLaughlin did not go with Mike McLaughlin, but back in the pack, Bo Gunning and Dave Gallo got against the fence up in turn 3, and Gallo will not get away. Here comes Gunning's car, looking like it's ready to go plow the back 40. Just a little bit of tow out. Oh, the rear end's knocked out of whack. The left front is not headed where it needs to go. And it is a miniature fireworks show. Back to the pit. Shot at the NASCAR Modified Division, those that aren't in it. And this is a good way to get there. Well, again, Richmond is way out front. Green flies. It is a green flag for Tim Richmond, Mike McLaughlin, Ted Christopher rather, and here comes Anderson. John Anderson on the outside, racing for 4th spot against Ed Flepke Jr. Flepke, the yellow number 10 car. Anderson, the blue and yellow 89. And Anderson holds his ground. Here's Kerry Malone coming back up through, and it's a battle for 2nd spot, as McLaughlin loses 2nd to Christopher. Anderson is there. He's the 4th place car.
Off the 4th turn they run. 28 laps up on the scoreboard. This time we make it 29, and it is still Tim Richmond out front, but that battle for 2nd through 5th continues. Pretty much single file as Ted Christopher holds on to that 2nd position. John Anderson just took a peek underneath McLaughlin. He ran out of room and had to tuck back in. Right behind him is still the Flemke automobile. Off the 4th turn, it is still Richmond in command.
The man on the move is Anderson, the blue and yellow 89 car, as he draws the beat on McLaughlin. He's got him in turn 2. There goes Anderson. Takes the low side and puts away McLaughlin for 3rd. So Anderson, who led in the early portion of this race, may have a shot to get back to the front and battle Tim Richmond for the checkered flag.
Only 5 laps remain. If he's going to do it, he's got a lot of ground to make up. About 30 car lengths separate John Anderson from the lead automobile of Tim Richmond as they head down that 550-foot back straightaway here at the Stafford Motor Speedway. Tim Richmond out of Ashland, Ohio, off the 4th turn, will lead them across the stripe as we mark off lap number 32.
3 laps to go. Fine run for Ted Christopher here tonight, the Plainville, Connecticut driver who is in the 2nd slot. Anderson is 3rd. McLaughlin is 4th. 5th place is side by side as they come down the backstretch. 2 laps to go. The popsicle sticks in the hands of Chris Hopkins. 2 to go for Tim Richmond, Ted Christopher, John Anderson, Mike McLaughlin, Kerry Malone, and Ed Flepke. Backstretch. 1.5 laps left. And Richmond is not letting off the throttle a bit. He'll get the white flag this time by, and he'll have 1 to go.
Final circuit for Tim Richmond into turn number 1, pretty much by his lonesome on a Tuesday evening drive here in Connecticut. Tim Richmond taking home all the laurels in this, the Budweiser Dash for Cash for the SK Modified. Through turns 3 and 4, he heads for the stripe. Chris Hopkins with checker in hand will welcome Ashland, Ohio's Tim Richmond in for the win. Ted Christopher 2nd, John Anderson coming back for 3rd. It is the 52 of McLaughlin to finish in that order. Tim Richmond doing a stand-up job for the first time behind the wheel of the Kerry Malone car number 79, coming from about mid-pack, Mike, and working his way all the way up to take the lead. There's certainly no question in anybody's mind but what Tim Richmond came to Stafford to race from now.
Well, he came to race. There's no doubt about that. And he showed why he's deserving that seat in the Raymond Beetle, Blue Max, Old Milwaukee Pontiac. He'll climb out of this Pontiac modified stock car to get the laurels in victory lane from Chris Hopkins, Dexter Burnham, and the Budweiser folks. Tim Richmond, ladies and gentlemen, wins the Bud Dash for Cash. First time ever in a modified stock car. He's driven sprinters and open wheel cars before, but first time in a NASCAR style modified. He says, I love it up here, but I came to race. Hey, what a job he's done. Let's go down to Ben Dodge.
Well, down in Victory Lane, Tim got out of the automobile and he said, I like this stuff. It's all right. Tim, did anybody ever tell you you'd make one hell of a modified driver?
No, but I'd like to keep trying it if they'd let me. I like this.
From the back of the pack, you looked absolutely spectacular. The move of the night had to come off the fourth turn when you just put this car down low where it was real slick on the racetrack and just took over the lead.
Well, the reason I did that, I was told it was a 25-lap feature, and I thought we were on the last lap. And I figured we better put it in the grass now, or we're not going to get to for, until we drive one of these again. So I put it down there, but then they had 10 more laps to go. So I kept trying to ask somebody how many laps were good, but Mike Laughlin, another car, he wouldn't tell me, which I didn't expect he would. But damn, I like this. This is fun.
There you have it, right from the winner's circle here at Stafford, Tim Richmond on a great win.
Dan, you may be able to hear down there, Russ Conway was saying that the first race Tim Richmond ever drove was in a sprint car down in Florida for these same guys in the Nesmer Winter Championship Series.
Well, I kind of cheated a little bit. I started racing super modifieds quite a bit when we first began, so this is kind of the same thing, but I guess it's what you call up here a good car. Is that right? Thank you.
Well, now the presentations will be made by our good friends and associates from Budweiser and the Budweiser Showdown of Champions. They'll be moving him over. The presentations will be here in the winner's circle as we go back upstairs to Russ Dowd and Mike Joy.
Well, or Jack Carute, rather, as he stepped into the booth as well. And
can you believe this guy, Richmond? I mean, he takes Thompson Speedway by storm. He's brought back by popular demand. How about it, ladies and gentlemen? Give him a warm New England congratulations for that fine win. This is the same guy that tested Indianapolis Motor Speedway, was voted Rookie of the Year there, a strong super modified competitor, came to Winston Cup Grand National Racing, bided his time, scored some victories, an established superstar in his own right now, and he's rewritten the record books here at Stafford Springs Motor Speedway today.
well, we were talking during, well, let's go back.
Where would you like to go back to?
Oh, we're going back down there, all right. We were talking during the feature about how you get a fellow like Richmond who he has not been to Victory Lane in a year on the Winston Cup Trail, and perhaps some of the folks that watch that circuit and see how tough it is to run and win and says, well, does this guy got the stuff? Does he have the stuff to be a winning race driver? But that circuit is so competitive that it's just impossible, even for a great driver, to put a good car in Victory Lane on any kind of consistent basis. And then you see a fellow like this come in and get into a modified for the first time and zaps the field, and you know he's got the talent to be there and stay there and run with those guys.
I'm going to ask the fans, what do you think? Do you think this guy's got the talent to go to the top? Well, I think that kind of says it all. Isn't that what Budweiser says all the time? Tim Richmond, this Bud's for you tonight. And he really does.
I see another winner around here right next to him, Pete Hamilton, the 1970 winner of the Daytona 500. Pete, give the folks a wave. Pete Hamilton from Dedham, Massachusetts.
There he is. New England's first Daytona 500 victor.
Yeah, he did such a good job down there. It was 10 more years before we get any of our other guys down there to run.
Well, he was the first one before Ronnie Bouchard to go down there and say the car ain't handling. And it took him 10 years to figure out the car was car. So, you've got to understand that. Well, Richmond, a strong competitor, as we said, and he will be stout at Michigan as well in his old Milwaukee Pontiac.